Welcome to FONTÉFIT, the podcast. It's your host, FONTÉFIT, and I'm here to broadcast. I am really excited. We're on episode 3 of the FONTÉFIT podcast, and so far I'm really just valuing the time that I invest in teaching and explaining you all about fascia and, my interest in it. And, I really think that it is beneficial to, you guys. So thank you for allowing me to be a voice in your ear to share this thing. So I'm excited to get into today's topic. I'm going to go head first into explaining fascial adhesions and what they are, and just really spending my time on that more in depthly, you know what I mean? But before we do get into that, feel free to hit that thumbs up button while you're here. Also, if you're not already, hit the subscribe button and turn on your post notifications so that you can be alarmed of my future episodes, because we just rolling at this point. So you're in for some good content if you stick around. All right, now that you've done all those things, let's go ahead and get into today's topic. All right, so we're going to go ahead and start off with describing fascia by reading the definition. Definitions are vital when understanding new things. So, adhesions. What are adhesions? Well, when soft tissues get impacted after any kind of trauma, it becomes scar tissue. That's what adhesions are. So, adhesions are essentially your soft tissue hardened, okay? And what happened in the way it hardens is that the fibers, the collagen fibers, the fascial fibers will begin to overlap, okay? And that is what will cause that callus-like knot, tender knot in your body under your skin. The reason why fascial adhesions are, a silent killer, right, is because fascial adhesions block blood supply, they block blood flow, they also can restrict movement in your body, and you know what they say, when you don't use a muscle or use something, you lose it. So over time, these fascial adhesions can literally restrict or enable you to gain mobility in a certain region after a while. And that's kind of scary. That's honestly kind of scary. But fortunately, with the understanding of fascia and how our body works, you're able to undo or untangle yourself back to regular. Okay? So if you are wondering what I am doing on this computer, I am looking at my blog post. You are more than welcome to click the link in the description, which is going to direct you to the exact same page that I'm looking at if you want to read along, just throwing that out there. Okay. So I want to look at this I want to look at a couple videos, but I want to start with this one to kind of give you guys an idea of fascia from a different person or a different perspective. So let's go ahead and take a look here.
Hi, I'm Larry Warren. I'm one of the founders of Clear Passage Therapies. We began treating chronic pain in 1989, and we have
I don't care.
abandoned
Let's get to it.
sometimes unexplained pain.
Mm-hmm.
Adhesions cause pain. This clinic was born for its work with chronic, intractable, unexplained pain.
Mm-hmm.
Our sense was that adhesions, these tiny crosslinks of collagen that come rushing in, they're very strong, and lay down on top of each other whenever we have a surgery.
Pause. So let's look at this image here. So obviously, as you can see, that rubber band, the gray fibers, that's what fascia is. And inside the fascia, you have your nerves, your arteries, blood supply. You have all of that wound up in it. So likewise, that fascia is then glued against your muscles, which attaches to your skin. So fascia is like glue, you know what I mean? So when you have like visual representations and visual examples of what fascia looks like, you can kind of understand visually how to go about your myofascial releases, how to even do a specific workout. It just helps better with your mind to muscle contractions, realizing, you know, how everything is kind of tied together in there. And excuse my dog and his noises.
Infection or injury, they remain in the body after we heal. They form an internal straitjacket that glues structures together, glues them to each other, can squeeze structures. It can feel like a straitjacket inside of you. It feels like it's so tight there, and you tell your doctor about it, and he looks at it, she looks at it, and says there's nothing there.
Right, secret organ.
Well, adhesions don't show up on any medical test, virtually any medical test. When we treat, we are not just trying to massage something to make it feel better, to relax muscles. No. These adhesions, these little strands, very powerful, been estimated at 2,000 pounds a square inch, attached to each other with a small molecular chemical bond. That bond is susceptible to dissolving and allowing those strands to detach from each other, much like pulling out the run in a three-dimensional sweater. As that happens, it's like taking the body back in time as we pull those apart. As we do, then we'll have the patient go out and walk or swim or even sing, get some movement into that area, so that the ones that just detach will continue to detach further. Then we'll come back in the next hour and the next hour, and we keep going. That's
So yeah, so basically that's an overview or somebody else's perspective on fascial adhesions, and I really love the way he explained it, as far as describing the weight, as far as describing how the structure, you know, works together and so on and so forth. And it was just very insightful. That his video will be linked in the description if you want to watch the full video, but that was just for a different explanation on what I'm trying to explain, because sometimes I know I can kind of be confusing because my thoughts are all over the place. So when it comes out, it's just like a bunch of rambling, but in my head I'm organized in my speaking, but sometimes it can be received otherwise. So yeah, let's go ahead and watch video number 2 to help you gain a little more understanding about fascial adhesions.
Between the muscles, skin, and bone, there are layers of fibrous connective tissue called fascia. This fascial connective tissue is primarily made of collagen fibers and designed to stabilize and allow flexibility of tissues such as muscles, ligaments, skin, and other internal structures. In a healthy system, muscles are able to slide without restriction. However, following an injury, fibroblasts lay down more collagen and increase the fascial density, creating adhesions. Some people refer to this as scar tissue, which limits the function and
That
range of
thicker
motion of
part right
muscles,
there,
joints, and other tissues
that
in the
more
region.
dense area,
Instrument-assisted
is where the
soft tissue
fascial adhesions
mobilization,
are.
or IASTM, can help loosen or release fascial adhesions through the use of special instruments and techniques. The beveled edges are able to specifically pull, stretch, and release fascial tissues. IASTM also promotes the movement of blood through capillary beds and stimulation of neurologic pathways and reflexes that affect muscle tone and mobility. Mechanical stimulation in conjunction with increased local blood flow and neurologic stimulation promotes optimal healing and function. Practitioners appreciate the use of IASTM for relatively short treatment times required and decreased wear and tear on their own bodies. The use of beveled instruments allows for deep, more specific treatments and adds another tool in the toolbox of any practitioner. Here we have a cadaver demonstration of some instrument-assisted techniques.
So that's basically what fascia looks like if you looked at your skin. That's how it looks like it's
What you're looking at
attached.
is actually the muscle. On the upper part of the screen, you're seeing the superficial fascia being reflected back. And if you look really closely at the junction between those two structures, you're able to visualize actually the superficial fascia and deep fascial connection right there. With various techniques and movements in different regions of the body, you're able to release different forms of scar tissue and adhesion that will improve overall function in this region. So we're going to look at the ProStim 1 tool, basic application. Generally, what do you want to do?
So yeah, that is an example of what fascia even looks like under your skin, and what it looks like if you use a tool to separate the knot or to unravel the fibers. Okay, so I hope that video kind of gave you more of an inside understanding to fascia and how it is created in our bodies and how and what it looks like. You know what I mean? Because I feel like sometimes when hearing about a thing is one thing, but hearing about it and visually seeing how the thing operates, functions, and maneuvers gives you even more insight into understanding fully something thoroughly, you know. Yeah, so again, both of those videos will be linked in the description below. I forgot to mention in the first video, the man did say something that I want to reiterate. He said that he would have his clients, once he, does a myofascial release on his clients, he would then have them walk, and then walking will then further unglue the adhesions that they already kind of manipulated. And then eventually, the more they practice myofascial releases in that area and surrounding areas, the adhesions as a whole will begin to disintegrate and dissolve, essentially, where the fascia altogether will become back to normal, more retractable, fluid-like, hydrated, and altogether just healthier. So there does come a point where you don't have to reverse any knots or tend to any fascial adhesions. It's just the maintenance that you'll have to upkeep, and just to upkeep fascia is just having a active, healthy lifestyle, because movement in general help promote hydration and fluidity in your fascia. So just keep that in mind for your own personal life and your own personal dealings, so yeah. And just to mention again the fact of fascia being called our secret organ, not many people are aware of even fascia, of its existence and how much it's distributed in your body. Not a lot of people are aware of that, and because not a lot of people are aware of fascia, not a lot of people are aware that they have fascial adhesions. So they have these areas in their body where there's a lack of blood flow, and it manifests in different ways, but they're misdiagnosed because they are ignorant of the fact of fascia. And that's sad, because you need blood to live. So that's why fascial adhesions can become a silent killer, because if they are not addressed and diagnosed, how do you know that they're there? And how do you know the severity of the situation if you don't even know that there's a situation? So this is why I'm very passionate about sharing the information of fascia, because not many people know the importance of it and how it impacts not only your physical well-being, but it helps your emotional well-being, and your spiritual well-being. And I'm trying to, understand that a little bit more too. But fascia is very fascinating, and I just appreciate learning about it. Yeah. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. I hope it was beneficial to you and you learned something new. If you did, please return the favor and hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't already, please subscribe for more. Turn on your post notifications so that you'll be alarmed of when I post in the future. And if you're still here, which you are because you're hearing me say this, take a look at my description box. There you will find links to my Instagram. You'll find the link to my blog posts and many other links that go to many other places. So whichever link you want to click on that and explore where that took you. Okay. I want to thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope to see you again next week for next week's episode. Bye.